Batman Episode 2 is a strange game. On one hand, I really like the intrigue and the mystery that the game has going for it, but on the other hand, I don't quite feel like Batman. This could be a symptom of Telltale's specific brand of gameplay, as it just doesn't really lend itself to being a superhero. I mean, quick times, they have their place in games, but moment-to-moment gameplay definitely suffers when you rely way too heavily on it. Picking up almost immediately after the end of Episode 1, Bruce is standing in Crime Alley, the place that his parents died. This is a pretty cool opening scene. It has kind of a slow crawl, slow burn until a big revolution comes out at about 15 minutes or so. I love the twist. And honestly, I haven't seen too much Batman fiction take this style of approach when it comes to dealing with Bruce's parents. It's quite an interesting concept of it. It leads Bruce on a wild goose chase of sorts to track down some information on whether or not his father was truly a criminal. Children of Arkham definitely has stepped up the story and raised the stakes much higher than it has in the past. I feel like the stakes in this game can rival basically anything that Telltale has done in the past, which that was one of the issues I had of the first game. Was I felt like the stakes were super low. I mean, it didn't feel like the stakes were high. The episode is fast-paced outside of the intro, and it's extremely violent. Like, people die in this episode. And if I'm right, it will dramatically change the next episode and everything future going on within the story. I'm going to put a tiny spoiler here, so if you don't want the spoiler, just click the link and you skip past it. When Cobblepot comes on the stage and that whole scene happens, that was awesome. I had to pause and get up and think about what to do. Catwoman or Harvey? I mean, I of course chose Catwoman because Harvey's a dick, but in my choice, did I actually create Two-Face? That's something I'm super curious about. Back to my point about not feeling like Batman, however. This is a conundrum. There never really has been a game that focuses too heavily on Bruce Wayne's aspect of the Batman mythos. But in this aspect, Telltale absolutely nails it. They are amazing at creating dialogue in that style of stuff, and I love it. It has all of the makings to be the fantastic Telltale series that I expect it to be. This does, however, lead to Batman's aspect of it being somewhat underdeveloped. I don't expect Rocksteady level of gameplay, but I feel it needs to be more than basic QuickTime events that you can't fail. If they continue to do this, they need to add some stakes to these sequences. Like, come on. It's simply too easy to get through these scenes. You can basically put the controller down and walk away for these scenes if you really want to. I need more inputs. Yeah, you got to make it more challenging, or at least have the option to do something to make it more challenging for somebody that wants that. I don't consider myself an amazing gamer, but I'm definitely an above average player, so that option needs to be there for someone like me. I was actually bored during the Batman sequences. It just, that shouldn't happen when you're playing Batman. Thankfully, Telltale did seem to optimize this episode much better than the last one. I remember me complaining a little bit about some frame rate drops and 40 frames a second that I was getting in the first episode. I had zero issues with this. Well, okay, I had a few issues. Probably 98% of the time, it was on solid 60 frames a second with no issues. There's the odd time where it would drop down to, maybe 57, which is something, I kind of expect when it comes to PC optimizations, because for some reason, when it comes to games like this, they don't care as much about the PC audience as they do about the console audience. Troy Baker's voice acting, thankfully, has stepped up as well. That was my main critique of the cast from the first episode. He seemed to be much more into his role than he originally was. The star of this episode was definitely Cobblepot, though. I love what they are doing with his character by distancing himself from that plump penguin character that we always see in the comics and all the other fiction. This penguin feels like he can actually cause damage. He feels more dangerous and intimidating than he has ever been. He feels like somebody that can actually cause Batman harm. Like him specifically, not his organization. I'm going to have to give episode 2 of Telltale's Batman the same as I gave the first one, a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed this one slightly more than the previous one, but not enough to give it an extra point over the first one. I feel that once all the episodes are out as a whole, it will be a much better package. It's similar to like a Netflix drama, how some shows are better for that binge watching and some shows are better for episode to episode. This is definitely going to be one of those ones that once all 5 episodes are out, it is going to be a much better package to be able to just play the whole thing. They haven't given me enough story to make a full opinion on how I feel in terms of comparing it to the other Telltale games. Because, we got to compare it to the other Telltale games. They're the same company. And Tales of the Borderland for me has been the highlight. And if they continue to step it up, Batman does have the potential to meet that. They just need to give me something more with the Batman segments. I do have to put at the end here, guys. I'm sorry this video has been so late. I've been having computer troubles for the last, probably a week and a half or so. It's all good to go. This video is up today. I should have a review up tomorrow for hopefully One Piece. I have it written and everything. I just have to record it. See if I get time. I got some other reviews coming in. Got my computer going. Everything's fixed. Good to go. Thank you all so much for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and I will see you all in the next episode. Later.